ad strategy that is relatively new and will help with ad volatility. So in the previous version of SBC, I noticed a lot of you guys were struggling with generating native image ads and native images in general, but more so, you guys were generating images and there was always the possibility that performance was down due to the image, and it's really hard to calculate that and track that. So to help negate that variable potentially being an issue for your performance, we're going to do more split testing while we do split testing. So I know that might sound a little confusing, but what we're going to do is generate 3 different types of images and load them up in the ad sets. So we can basically allow Facebook to have 5 different pieces of long form copy and 6 different types, 3 different types of images, 2 of each, to basically allow it to mix and match and give it as much information and fuel possible to help us eliminate the variable of your images not being the best. So there's 3 different types of native images, and we're going to cover each one and talk about how you can generate them. And then, of course, for the sake of the tutorial that I'm doing and walking you through the blue light glasses, I'll show you what that would look like for me to do as well. So the story snapshot images, this is the same prompt that we've always had inside the program. This basically, you can go down here and you can see here and just read it for yourself. The goal here is to get a snapshot into someone's journey and the problems that they may be going through. This same prompt is the same prompt that I used to generate some of my best native image ads that are performing really good to this very day for different niches and different products. Let me go here into, there's so much information. So here we go. So I use the same prompt to generate some of these images here for Lovin when I was running this brand. These were all generated from the same prompt and script. I don't really think there's a need to refine it, but as you can see here, the goal behind the story snapshot prompt is to capture a moment in someone's journey that would resonate with them. So if I'm a woman in my mid-40s struggling with hair loss, this image here of hair sitting in a sink might resonate with me. As I'm scrolling through my feed on Facebook, I might stop to scroll because just the image alone is like, oh, I've been there before. Oh, that's what I'm going through right now. Same thing with this toothbrush here. There's nothing really crazy about it, but you can clearly tell it's a children's toothbrush. So as I'm scrolling here and I see Dental Health Insider, boom, boom, European Kids, and I kind of scan and I see this toothbrush, I think to myself, oh, that's interesting. What are they saying about European kids and cavities? So this is like these little screenshots in moments in time. I think this is still the best version to generate native image ads. But as I've learned a lot more from you guys and seeing the products you guys are testing, there's some images that resonate with your audience better than others. So we're going to try to eliminate that variable of maybe the images just didn't resonate with our target audience. And we're going to generate a total of 3 different types of images, 2 of each. So that is just a regular story native image ad or a story snapshot image. The next one is direct Facebook feed posts. So later at the end of this module, you'll see me actually take a store from 0 to 1K a day in 24 hours. You're going to actually see the images that I generated, and they're actually all from the Facebook feed post. And I've scaled a brand with just the story snapshot images. I'm now scaling a current brand with just direct Facebook feed post images. So as you can see, just to further elaborate here, I want to give you guys all the tools in the toolbox and kind of just give Facebook as much information so it can kind of choose for you, and moving forward, we'll know it's one of these 3 right here. And this last one here is static news post. So this is actually the images that I was kind of generating when I first started doing native image ads months ago. But it's these images here that actually do really good on Facebook and Instagram, where it's like these like little static news posts as if there's some information that's being broken or some news that's being broken. Here's another example of this. I actually saw this is actually someone's ad right here, by the way. I saw on my Facebook feed post, and it was paired with long form copy going straight to a product page. And I was like really caught off guard by this when I first saw it and didn't realize it was actual ad, and it was actually really interesting. So this is also another type of new image, and you might say, well, Alex, is that really a native image? All native images are just pieces of content, in this case images, that live on the Facebook feed organically, right? So you can find posts like this organically on Facebook and Instagram. It's actually pretty common. So because they are nothing strange or foreign to the average user on Facebook, it's considered native, right? It aligns with the audience, and these are some of the biggest and most popular post on the platform. If you ever go to really big publications like Complex, Wrap at Instagram, these big publications, they use this same type of post here all the time, and you'd be surprised to see how much engagement and reach that they get. Paired with really long copy, this is going to do really well, potentially for your product as well. The great thing about it is we don't have to guess, we don't have to assume, right? I'm a big proponent of just using the data. So by throwing 2 variations of each of these into each ad set, Facebook will just allocate the spend to the one that it believes is going to perform the most. And with the new Andromeda update, at this point, it's not new, but it's still relatively new, I guess. They want as much creative diversity as possible. And that was the issue in SBC 2.0. We were just relying on this story snapshot image. And again, a lot of you guys have probably tested products, and maybe the images was the thing that was leading to high CPMs, high CPCs. It's hard to really calculate that metric. Now we don't even have to guess anymore. If you give Facebook 3 different image ad concepts and none of them perform and your CPM, CPCs are still high, then at that point, maybe it's a copy thing, but even then you probably already watched the hook training and you should already be creating good hooks. So at that point, we could pretty much wrap it up and just say, hey, the product probably isn't the best or resonating with our audience right now. So now that you kind of understand how that works, I'll have a separate training now showing you how to do each one of these, specifically with the blue light glasses that I've been using throughout this entire training. So you guys can go click and watch those other trainings.